Was geht up, everybody? Here, wie geht's dir? I'm in Berlin, Germany here, overlooking the part of the Berlin Wall down there, the little colored section. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, here to tell you a little bit about my experience here in Germany. It's been, again, yet another lovely European country, very pleasant stay for the most part. It's super hot. There's a big heat wave happening in Europe right now, and that's kind of what's going on. I'm staying with a buddy of mine that I met when I was studying abroad 5 years ago, so that's pretty cool. But as far as Germany itself, yeah, people have been pretty nice for the most part. Obviously, I'm staying with a friend of mine who's German. He's very nice and let me stay here. I stayed with another parkour guy as well, friend of mine. Yeah, so accommodation's been pretty good to me, so I can't complain. Another thing, so Germans have been pretty nice to me. Yeah, very nice to me. Like one instance, I forgot my hat on the bus, and an old woman threw it to me. The bus stayed still, I think, to give her the time to come down the thing. As I was walking away, I saw the hat fly out of the bus. I'm like, oh, is that my hat? It is my hat. Ran over to it and said, thank you, as the bus went away. And I just thought that was a really nice thing to do. I'm not sure that would really happen where I'm from, but it also might happen, it might not. I don't know. Never had that happen before. I will say though that I can understand now why kind of Germans are a little bit more, unless they're drunk, a little bit more reserved and kind of quieter. And I do feel like when you do break a rule or something, they don't say, screw you, I hate you, whatever. There's a beaming of anger that happens. I walked in the bike lane a couple times. Sometimes I didn't know. One time I was walking to, I should have just been behind everyone, but I was out, so it was four of us on the walkway, and somebody was on rollerblades, and he was just this angry look, and I was like, oh, that's why. Okay, that's why he was mad. But it's just a quiet anger that happens here when you do break the rules or whatever, get on somebody's nerves, which is interesting. So there's threshold for, oh, you're breaking the rules is down here, whereas for Americans it's well, no one's yelling at us, so we're doing fine. I feel like generally, but yeah, so that's just one little cultural note. Food's pretty good. I mean, a lot of kebabs here in Berlin. Not a lot of, I haven't had a lot of German food. So, I mean, I don't know that it's any different than, actually we went to a German restaurant in Australia, which I thought was pretty authentic, and my German friend gave a stamp of approval, so that's kind of nice. So I have had it before, just not so much here. I've had a sausage, I've had some potato salad, which tastes like a sausage, and a potato salad doesn't really get me going too much, but yeah. A lot of kebabs, a lot of that's the cheap thing, and people will eat that after clubs or going out or whatever. So a lot of we'll say they're a lot more free here when it comes to, I think, sex and nudity. I saw a statue of a man and a woman lying next to each other. They weren't touching, but the man had his hand hovering over her private parts, and she had her hand hovering over the private parts. And I'm not sure if they were feeling pleasure or what was going on, or he was just checking to make sure that she didn't have a demon child in him or in her or something. I don't know, but I just thought, wow, that's kind of a very sensual statue to have in a public place, which I mean, I guess as an American, we just don't see that kind of stuff. Public affection is here too. Definitely not on the level of St. Petersburg. That was just everywhere, man. Love was in the air there. It's still pretty much here. I noticed the guys are a lot more attentive, the ones I do see walking. When I see a girl who's has a problem, the guy's very attentive, and he's really listening to her, just seeming like he cares, which is kind of nice, I would think. Yeah, I don't know, as far as an equal society, it seems pretty equal to me. I haven't been here long enough to know, but yeah. Another thing I noticed, we went to a lake, me and the people are letting me stay with them, and then a lot of their workmates as well. We went to a lake, and there were a couple of girls that felt comfortable enough to go topless, and they were topless for a while, which was interesting, just that they would feel comfortable. I guess there's no reason for them not to. I mean, worst case scenario, just guys just look at them. Girls were looking at them, but we had an American with us and a Spanish with us, and a Spanish girl with us, and they looked just because it was oh wow, I guess we could do that too. They didn't. I just thought that was interesting, watching women watch other women topless, sort of I don't know if it's in support, but it was just interesting. She's oh yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, it's free here. It definitely feels just the basic human, being a basic human feels a little bit easier here, I guess. In the States, I think women are very much not okay with public affection, and at least that's been my experience. Yeah, I mean, I've never been one to just to grope a girl I'm with in public, but here and in Russia, but here as well, I've seen a couple times just a guy grabbing a girl's butt on the street, and she's okay with it, and they make out, and I'm like, wow, that's, I don't know anyone that would have let me get away with that where I live, but yeah, so that's like a little something. I noticed like too, like girls making moves on guys, like I assume they're together already, like but just like, you know, leaning over, and I just noticed the girls kissing the guys more here, whereas I feel like, I don't know about the States, I don't know enough about that, but like I feel like the States I just don't see it at all as much. But I know in Thailand I felt like guys moved a lot towards the girls, like they were like more, I don't want to say needy, but you know, I don't know, it looks fine here. Like it doesn't look like anybody is leeching off anyone else's, you know, sense of self-worth or anything, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, so people are a little more free here. Yeah, the threshold for breaking the rules, you know, it's a lower, so, and when you do break it, people are a little bit quieter about it. Yeah, the stuff comes on time for the most part. If there's a delay, you do see it in Google in like for like 1 or 2 minutes. Trains and buses come fairly often, you know, no more than 5-10 minutes between each one, which is phenomenal. Haven't had any problems with buses or trains. The S-Bahn and the U-Bahn thing's a little hard for me to get, especially when you're carrying like, I don't know how, I'm carrying like 30 kilos of stuff. I feel like I'm carrying 30 kilos of stuff with me every day, or every time I move houses or countries. Yeah, don't remind me. But yeah, so it's a little overwhelming when you're like, oh, what's the S, what's the U, and you're in a new place. But that's sort of my fault for trying to move too quickly. But anyway, yeah, so Germany's a pretty great spot. Highly recommend coming out. I'm in Berlin, obviously, so there's a lot of foreigners here, so it's not, someone said like, you're not likely to meet Germans in Berlin, so I thought that was interesting. But yeah, there are I hear a lot of English on the streets as well. And the German, as they speak German, like when they speak German, they'll throw in English phrases and stuff, so that's kind of normal as well. But yeah, so with that said, it's been pretty good. Signing off here from Berlin, Germany. In the words of the U.S. President JFK, I believe, Ich bin ein Berliner, which is, I am a jelly donut. It's true, look it up, he said that. And with that said, see you guys next time.